this is Rick Kasalich, injury specialist from exercisesforinjuries.com. In today's video, what I wanted to go through are a few exercises that you can do to stop knee pain that you get after your knee pops. Now, Andrea's going to go through the exercises, and there's 5 of them that we're going to go through. Andrea's going to go through the first one, and I'll kind of go through the details of the exercises, key things to remember, and kind of highlight the sets, reps, and time. Okay, so the first one that you're going to go through is self-massage of the quads. And we're going to do the self-massage by utilizing the foam roller. So Andrea's going through the exercise, so she's face down. She has the foam roller just above the knee. She's going to roll it through that front of the thigh up to about the hip joint, and then rolling back down. And so she's kind of in a plank position, tighten the abdominal area, and then moving her body up and down over that full foam roller. So we're using a full foam roller. This one's a 3-foot foam roller. You don't need a 3-foot foam roller. You can get away with a 1-foot foam roller. And looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity for this one, sets would be 1, repetitions would be 5. 1 repetition is going down the leg and then up and then moving up the leg would be 1 repetition. So sets, reps, time would be smooth controlled movement with a quick stop at the end position. Intensity should be moderate. You should be feeling like you're getting a massage in that quad area. If you're not, put a little more weight into it. If you're not, you can work on rotating that hip in and out so you target different parts of that hip muscle. So you want with sets, reps, time, intensity. Now the purpose of this is to loosen up the quadricep, which oftentimes is pulling on that knee and leading to that knee popping. So that's why we've done that exercise. Moving on to the second exercise. So there we go. So it's standing hip circles. So how it's breaking down is you're in a standing position. We're going up against the wall or something that you can grab because we're not worried about balance. We want to take balance out. We want you to focus on doing the movement correctly. So what you're doing is bring the knee out to the side, back to the middle, and then out to the side. So going through circles with that knee, which is leading to circles in the hip. So you're going to go one direction, and then you're going to go the opposite direction. So 5 one way, and then 5 the other way. Now, looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity for this one, sets would be 1, repetitions would be 5 each way, time, smooth controlled movement with a quick stop. Intensity would be light. We are looking at more of a dynamic stretch exercise that we're doing with this one. Sets, reps, time, intensity is light. And then the purpose of this is to loosen up the hip. So to dynamically stretch the hip, and loosening up the hip will lead to better movement in the knee and less tension around the knee, so there is less likely of there being popping in that knee. So now we've gone through 2, we're going to go through the third one. And there you go. So it's the static lunge exercise. So how it's breaking down is, you're going from standing, you're going to take like a half step forward, half step back. The front leg is flat. You're on the balls of the feet on the back leg. The front leg is slightly bent in the knee. You're on the toe on the back leg. The back leg is relatively straight but a slight bend. You're going to tighten up the abdominal area. You're going to bring your hips forward. You're looking for a stretch in the front of the hip, which might carry on into the thigh. And then you're going to hold that position for 20 seconds. Now looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity, sets are 1, repetitions would be 2, alternating back and forth on each side. The time, we're going to hold it for 20 seconds. Intensity is light. We're looking for light stretch. This is a static stretch that we're focusing in on. And the purpose of this is to once again decrease that tension that's happening in the knee by elongating the muscle in the quadricep and also elongating the muscle in the hip in order to prevent that knee pain and that knee popping from happening. Okay, 3 of them down. Moving on to the 4th one. Okay, so it's leg swings. And how this one is breaking down, you're going to the wall or something that you can place your hand on. You're standing nice and upright. We have the hand on the wall or something firm, just so we eliminate balance, so we can focus on doing the exercise correctly and getting the most out of it. So you're going to stand on one leg, then you're going to swing the leg forward and swing the leg back. Looking for light stretches, in the front and the back of the hip. So when you bring the leg forward in the back of the hip, when you bring that leg back, the front of the hip, you're looking for a light stretch. So you would go through it on one side, then you would go through it on the other side, 5 repetitions. And a repetition is bringing the leg forward and bringing the leg back. So it would be 10 movements that you would do. Now looking at the specific sets, reps, time, and intensity. For this one, sets would be 1, repetitions would be 5, and you'd alternate, or you do 5 on one side, then 5 on the other. Looking at the time, smooth controlled movement with a quick stop. Looking at the intensity, this is light, the intensity is light. We're looking at a dynamic stretch, and we're looking at lightly stretching the front and the back of the hip, and that leads to the purpose of the exercise, where we are trying to stretch the front and the back of the hip so that there's less tension on that kneecap and there's less likely of popping or knee pain happening. Now we got 4 down, now moving on to the 5th one. Okay, so it's the deadlift movement. So now we're kind of moving into strengthening exercise, and how this breaks down is you're in a standing position, your feet might be a little bit further than the hip width apart, you've got resistance, so dumbbells, you don't have to have dumbbells, but you'll get more out of it by adding a bit of resistance, and then you're going to bend the knees, bend through the hip, bring the upper body down, upper body's in alignment, and then you're going to come back to the start, and then going back and get down. Knees bent, hinging at the hips, upper body's in a straight line looking at the head, shoulders, and hips. Weights are straight down. And then one more point, and then on the way back up, you're really contracting the glutes and the hamstrings to get from that bottom position back to that start position. Now looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity for this one, sets would be 1, repetitions would be 5, time, smooth controlled movement with a good contraction of the glutes and the hamstrings, getting out of the bottom position to the top position. The intensity for this one will be light to moderate. You really want to be working those glutes, so you want to look for a resistance that challenges those glutes. And the purpose of the exercise is to strengthen up the hips to decrease the stress on the knee. So common mistake people make is they have weak hips, which lead to more knee pain and weak knees. So we want strong hips, specifically in the glutes, and that'll strengthen the knee, decrease the pressure on the knee, decrease the likelihood of knee pain, and decrease the likelihood of popping happening in the knee. So there you go. Give those 5 exercises a go if you have knee pain after your knee popping. Now if you want some of my other best tips and tricks when it relates to overcoming knee pain, then I recommend you click right here. I have a brand new free report called 5 tips and tricks that'll fight knee pain and tightness. Just click right here, let me know where to send you that report, and I'll send you that report right away. Now if you're watching this on a mobile device, tablet, or smartphone, head down below and click the first link in the description, which will be exercisesforinjuries.com/knees. Let me know where to send you that report, and I'll send you that report right away. Now if you got benefit from this video, make sure to like this video. If you have a question or comment for me, leave it down below in the comment section. And lastly, hit subscribe to get future pain relieving videos.